welcome to the Otter's Den. Grab your favorite beverage and snacks, grab a seat, and delve into the known and the unknown. We have shows every other Monday and every other Monday. Let me explain. One Monday, Joni and I discuss the current astrology, how it affects us both on personal, countrywide, and global scales, and then how to navigate through it all to improve our overall quality of life. The next Monday, Jan and Renee join me as we discuss, well, everything. This includes the paranormal, cryptids, psychic abilities, hauntings, attachment, possessions, aliens, abductions, self-help, life coaching, mental health, personal health, and the list goes on. Thank you in advance for joining us. Now, it's time to sit back and enjoy. Hi.
Hi, everybody from rainy New England that's been like underwater since yesterday.
Nebraska's had quite a bit too, but we needed it. We needed it bad. So welcome everybody to another awesome edition of the Otter's Den with your hosts, me.
And Renee. Hi, guys. It's me.
That's me right there. And yep, that's Renee.
Mhm.
And Jan, she, I don't know, she just told us where to go and flew off. No, she didn't. She's stuck in traffic. So hopefully she'll be here in a little bit. So I am attempting to get this shared out and it is not working very well.
I am in the process of doing that as well too. But as we wait for people to trickle in and say, if you're there, please say hi.
Yes, please say hello. We like to see hellos.
Yes. And then obviously, if you're also new, please go like the Otter's Den page. And then,
yeah.
Better yet, if you find us on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the bell to subscribe.
And I'm going to put the link in the comments.
Okay. So I am done with my sharing for now.
I'm almost. Here is the YouTube link.
Bink.
It would be very appreciated.
Yes. Bink, 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 bink. There it is. So yes, please go like.
I better turn it down.
Yeah, that's because that's all my sharing.
There we go. Check code paranormal.
But like I said.
Hey, Lise, happy Monday.
It's happy Monday.
Thanks for popping on.
Yes, thank you so much.
It is appreciated. I'm going to be kind of boring here for just a minute because I've still got a couple places to share.
I fibbed and said I wasn't done, but I am done now. I don't tell many lies. Sagittariuses are known to tell the truth, and that's the reason why a lot of people don't like us. Sorry. So,
I understand.
But
some people don't like the truth.
No, they don't. And sometimes it's hard. So, but I knew that. Give that to us. Yep. See? Yep. Renee, you said it in front of a Scorpio. See? That's all. I even said that to myself.
We got a ticker.
Yeah, we have a ticker. So, we're 4 minutes in. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's time is what, 3 minutes?
I think so. So we're like almost 5. So, yeah. So, but anyway, Denise, how was your 4th of July?
Yes.
Before we go into our 4th of July. So,
mine was pretty good. I went to my daughter's. Had Had some pretty good food, saw some pretty good fireworks, and came home safe.
Yep. You know, we headed out to where we usually go to, which is our scout family. We get invited to every year.
Oh, nice.
It's called Hidden Lake because it is Hidden Lake because nobody knows it's there. Except the people that live on Hidden Lake.
They would know it's there.
And then they would know that it's there. So we go there every year. It was quite interesting. We got there. He comes out and he's like, kids, gather around. Someone famous is going to show up. So they all gather around. Here he comes out dressed up as George Washington, which I thought was hilarious.
Ah, that's cool.
So, yeah, so he was handing out Declarations of Independences and hats and stuff like that. So
nice.
Mm-hmm. So it was fun, and then we told him I don't think you will actually read all of it. I don't think you're gonna lose him. He did. He read the whole Declaration of Independence. We gave him credit for that.
Nice.
And then gave him a beer afterwards, of course. So, but the fireworks were obviously awesome. So
there she is.
Yeah, but when you get home, just whenever, just
pop
jump
on. Yeah.
Unless you're driving. If you're not driving, you can do your phone. Just saying, because I've done it too.
Yeah, that is true. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hi, Chris.
Bear Paw right now up in Wisconsin. Cool. Denise, she went on Memorial Run, Dice Run. Oh, cool. On a motorcycle run. Yep. Poker run. 200 bikes, and she won a big tote, black flight, booze and gear. Nice.
Nice job.
Congratulations.
So, did anybody else, before we talk about our subject, a lot of people have it, and that's the thing too. Some people don't know, which is awful scary because it wasn't really reported on all that much. Does everybody know that they shut down CERN?
Most people, the hair just stood up in my arms.
Okay, most people don't and it's shut down till 2030.
3 years. And Howie was. Go ahead.
Supposedly that's for computer updates and whatever.
They are actually making it larger.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So they can have more energy beams going at the same time. And I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either because I think they've opened up some shit.
When they first fired it up in 2012, there was some other stuff going on then also. But that is when the Mandela effect came into existence. Like we merged two timelines into one timeline, where some people remember this and some people remember this. This movie line said this for this person. This movie line said this for this person. And it's E.T. phone home, just saying. Not E.T. go home. It's phone home.
Because it was phone home. Because I even remember the commercial. There was a big old commercial with AT&T that they cashed in on with that stuff. And that's like the other one the other day because I was talking with a couple of my friends. And there's another one. And I was like, oh, that's right. And they're like, do you remember? Now, this tells you how old I am. But remember, there was a TV show called Webster.
Yes.
All right.
Little bitty black kid.
Right. Yeah. Then you also had Different Strokes.
Yes.
And that was Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
Now I know Gary Coleman passed. I know that, but I also remember Emmanuel Lewis passing away. And my friend goes, who was the same age as me, remembers watching that show and goes, Renee, what are you talking about? He died. And I'm going, when, you know what I mean? I'm like, I remember him because I remember that. And then I go, they didn't die. And I go, what are you talking about? He did. And then of course you go and Google it and it's like, the guy's got an Instagram. Like he goes live on TikTok. I'm like,
he's 55.
But I literally remember him dying.
Yeah. Some kind of a heart thing, I think.
Exactly, but then everybody goes, "Oh, you get Gary Coleman," and because they're both small in stature, they were adults when they were doing shows. Okay, going to be somewhat nice, even though we have a ticker, And I just don't. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I remember him because it was a big to do. I remember going, "Oh my god!" Where Gary Coleman, I know, like he became like a mall cop, and like there was that video and whatever.
Right.
So, but that's what, like stuff like that, people are saying like, look at, there's the cornucopia like is reappearing for the fruit, for the Fruit of the Loom stuff and the Berenstein Bears, all that stuff. So, I mean, who knows?
Luke, I am your father.
Yes, it's not. And people that say that, it's like, no, because I remember.
But it actually makes sense, because even science, and the math, it adds up. The scientists are actually finding now that it adds up. There are multiple timelines, multiple dimensions, and if the circumstances are correct, they can cross paths. Just like there's times where I'll be driving down the highway and I will see myself getting into an accident because a car swerved into my lane and there's a car right there, and I'll move over and I'll tell that car, no, not today.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's real. It's like, okay, another me in another dimension just kicked the bucket.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Leave me all alone.
See how it is. But that's, that's just a question I'm posing to our audience that, watching or watching later. Put your comments in.
Yeah.
Did you even know that's, and I think it was June 29th?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. June 9's 11.
So, like just see, because I didn't even know until after. Here it is like June 30th, July 1st, and I'm like, they shut down CERN.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my God, is this the reason why it feels?
My energy has been off, and my intuition is off the hook. At work, I will start walking to go get a drink because we got to go through an air shower because I work in a lift factory. And I'll stop. I'm like, nope, that blue button's going to go off. Sure enough, there's the beep. The blue button went off, so I got to go push the blue button. Just little stuff like that, but it's all over. I mean, I was always pretty good at that kind of stuff, but it's off the chart now. And even Kelly Miller, she's a psychic medium up in Omaha. She's saying that a lot of people are noticing that their intuition is off the charts. Oh, hey. That's Wild Jan.
Yeah, I told you.
See, CERN shutting down. Oh my God.
Like for me, it's the peripheral moment of every kid, because my son's going to be a senior, so like I'm grasping and clawing and grabbing to slow down time. And I asked, and that's the scary thing, is I said, hey, could we have this year just go by a little, like a tick slower than normal? And then I'm sitting here and I'm going, I didn't ask for it to be this slow. Like this weekend, like, okay, you know what I mean? Like Kelly came home. Kelly's got to stay home Friday because his place shut down Friday. But on Friday, it felt like a Wednesday.
And
I'm like, I woke up and went, oh my God, your alarm went off. You didn't go to work. And he's like, Renee, it's Friday. And I went, what? And he goes, it's the 3rd. And I went, are you home? He goes like, yeah, I'm home for July 4th. And I was like, oh my God. So like, it's so slow that I don't see the day change, which is scary for me.
But yet, yesterday was New Year's, and now it's July 4th. It's the 4th of July, 250th birthday. But yet, it seems like yesterday was New Year's. This year is, and again, science has proven time is literally going faster. It might be by microseconds, but it is going faster.
Yeah.
It's going much faster than when I was a kid. Granted, you're a kid, you're not paying attention to everything, you don't have a job, blah, 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 blah. But, they also say that the closer we get to the black sun and the closer Nibiru gets to us, the faster time will go because of the gravitational pulls.
Yeah.
And time has been scientifically proven to go at a different speed in space than it does here on Earth because of the gravity. You put a clock here and you put a clock on the space station, they ain't going to stay the same. Not at all. They will change. And that's one thing with the Einstein-Rosen tree bridge, something like that, where they fold space, use gravitational pulls, and you can just, whew, that's in a way that's time travel because you're going millions of light years and you're just going from this point to this point, but yet it's folded to where it's here, and you just go bloop. I think that's how aliens get here.
I noticed. Sorry, we have the grandsons.
Hey.
He's playing with the dog. We just got her, so we just got back from vacation. But June 29th, I noticed that a lot of people were getting sick. Like their stomachs were just killing them. And
my son.
Yeah, my stomach has been just torn apart. Jesse's has been torn apart like it. And I wonder if it's not that adjustment of energy that CERN's putting out. And they're shutting down for 4 years. And they're actually trying to figure out how to truly properly move through dimensions. That's their goal, and why they're making it bigger and everything else. So that's one of the things that they're doing.
It worries me because they've already made miniature black holes. And rumor, the conspiracy theory is that they have open portals to other dimensions and things have come.
I don't doubt it. On that bottom, they've seen stuff and gone, oh shit.
And they've already admitted that they've collapsed the timeline and that we are in another timeline. They have admitted that they fucked up when they turned it on. And they did find the God particle.
Mm-hmm.
I follow CERN because it concerns me.
Thank you.
Like CERN concerns me.
Yes.
Because they're messing with stuff that shouldn't be messed with.
It should.
I mean, sure, it'd be nice to say "beam me up, Scotty," because that's basically what they want to do. They want to learn how to move through those dimensions and do it safely. How the hell are you going to do something safely? What is a superhero? The Wasp?
Yes.
Yeah, the Wasp.
Yes,
you can try to do that?
I mean,
let's look at superhero movies and the God particle, and let's just not. Stan Lee was onto something. But yeah, no, I felt sick. I'm really worried of what they're going to do in 4 years. I hope by an act of God, and no pun intended, like something happens and it will never turn on again.
That's possible, but then again, we got to be careful because with them redoing the whole thing, making everything bigger, if something goes wrong and it goes,
there goes Switzerland, and they're stuck in the middle anyways. What did they have? Swiss and chocolate?
Yeah.
As the fire trucks are leaving the firehouse around the house.
You can't make that up.
No, I mean, I like Switzerland. Don't get me wrong. We need a place where we can experiment on medical practices safely. So they do come as a benefit. and the army protects the Vatican, but that's.
And again, all the roads lead to the Vatican, don't they? And they're always gold.
Amen. You said it. I just, I love the Da Vinci Code, and I love Angels and Demons.
Yeah, I like that show.
I have the Da Vinci Code memorized. Angels and Demons, for some reason, I have tried to watch that movie several times and never been able to sit down and watch it all the way through, all at once.
Same.
And I think I need to. That's fear of failing, right? Today's topic.
Exactly. Our topic, which, of course, me and how I like to pick good topics.
Yes.
Somebody out there needs to hear it, because the one thing that I still say with CERN slowing down, the voices have gotten clearer for me.
Clearer, louder.
My antenna works a hell of a lot better than I've noticed.
So, I'm not shaking when I ground. And before we go into this 4th of July, we went to Katchner Caverns and in Arizona and took Jackie, Steffi, Ray, all the kids. What an experience. But I tell you something, I may be scared of the dark and I may be claustrophobic and all these things, but there is something about standing in the middle of a cavern. And then they turn the lights off and then they play this really calm music and you get to see all the shadows. And you just sit there and you take a deep breath in of fresh air.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, it's grounding. And I found that I could ground. There you go. Ooh, Grandma. I had cream soda. But I found that this time that I went, I could ground a lot easier, and I feel less panicked, less anxiety.
We don't have all that energy surging through the earth. That's not supposed to be surging through the earth. That is interfering with the natural energy that is surging through the earth from the earth.
Yeah. I mean, didn't they? Isn't someone on Facebook put a snapshot of when they shut it down and went, look at the resonance, look at the Schumer's resonance. Where is it? So
yeah, but, I'm gonna be interested in seeing what that does, because it's been the normal resonance is 7.83 hertz, and it's been.
There you go.
Spiking to the max. It's been blacking out to where there's nothing. And then there's these little black lines that are supposed to be timeline shifts or partial.
I'm curious to see how places like Skinwalker, Wilson Ranch, Bradshaw Ranch react now. The Hum and Taos. Like, I'm really interested to see that space to earth frequency and how it is now. Is it as strong? Is it this? Is it that? So yeah, I'll be making some.
Will the Nordic aliens come down and say, hey, we're here, now that they shut that noise off?
You know what? Actually, it's funny that you say that, because I was seeing a whole bunch of people saying that they've seen Nordic aliens, that they're the most beautiful thing that they've ever seen and everything else. And they know that it's not a human, but they're mesmerized by him. So that's interesting. That's very interesting.
That's what I do. I drink and know things.
Okay, fear of failure. Renee, why is it that you decided to pick this topic that is eating at my heart?
Because everybody always thinks fear and failure are the same thing. They are not. Okay? So, right now, they're fundamentally different. Failure is an objective event, something like a misstep or an unachieved goal, something to that affair. A fear is subjective. That's internal. You internalize that fear. It's emotion. It's driven by judgment. It's driven by self-worth. That's what it is, right? Now, like we said, so failure is a physical reality or an external outcome. Fear is a survival mechanism that will also cause you. It's a trap. Now, okay, I had to go say it's a trap. My Star Wars thing, okay, right? Now, that's you know what I mean, and the impact. So now, like the impact of fear is a temporary failure. Is a temporary event. It sharpens and it teaches, because that's what we always say: is I didn't fail, I learned.
Learning opportunity.
Right.
A mistake is a lesson.
You know, but some people then turn it into attachophobia, which that means that you just put a wall up and then you're never going to attempt your goal. Like you're never going to get over that failure. Right? Now, what you said, failure, where does it come from? Self-doubt, perfectionism, worrying about how others will judge you, on your looks, on your competence. Better yet, we want to turn this on to the metaphysical. Can I read tarot? Can Keith do tarot? Can I do this? Can I do Reiki? Can I do this? And yes, the answer is absolutely you can.
Yes.
But it's the what? It's the fear of failure. So yes, do they work hand in hand sometimes? Yes. But they're so different that everybody forgets that they're different.
Shameless plug. Jan and I do a show called Drunken Oracle. Yes, we are on Facebook and YouTube. Please go give us a like and hit that subscription bell on both. And we appreciate it. And you will enjoy that once you do, just saying.
Well, and I just noticed something. My oldest is watching, and I need to wish my oldest grandson a happy 6th birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Secondhand, Renee. Secondhand's a big deal. So, well, and I didn't want to go on for fear of failure, right? Like I seriously, I held back, and I was like, I can't do this.
I had to work on her for how long?
But also with tarot, I have a hard time because it's just easier for me to tell you.
You what?
It's just easier for me to tell you because I'm going to tell you what the cards are going to say anyway. So
I know, but it's a tool that the client can see, you know,
right, and grasp.
It's a helper. We know what we're supposed to say, but it assists the client in seeing what we're telling.
We're talking about.
Even if we're making up the biggest story so they laugh, we're still getting a message to them.
Right. But fear of failure is that was a real, and it's not that I had a fear of failing.
And I understand that because I can do Drunken Oracle. I have no problem doing Drunken Oracle. And like I said, you know, a lot of times we hit for these people. They message us. How did you know that? Know what? What you read to me. I don't remember what I read to you because as soon as I do, it's gone and I'm on to the next person. So there's enough room in here to hold the next message. But we nail it. We nail what they got going on in their life. And it might be a week later, but boom, here it is. But as far as me sitting down and doing just a reading for a client,
see, no. I have no problem with that. That's easy for me. I think it's interesting that Renee has hit on this subject.
Well, I do drink and know things also.
Right.
And a lot of people in my circle of lately have been talking about it, and they're like, it's the same. And I said, it's yes, no. You know, so it's out there. So I don't know if it's got something to do with CERN being down and fear is now being brought up more than ever. America turning 250. Is that I don't know. Fear of everything.
Change.
But metaphysically speaking, fear and failure, I mean, they're linked as barriers of our ego.
But if you don't face your fear, you won't grow. If you don't try,
well, yeah.
you're not going to grow. And what you need to do in order to grow, you need to gain information. You need to study. Yeah. You need to get in there and fail maybe 50 times, but then the 51st time, you're going to figure out how to do it. Look at how many inventors tried and tried and tried and tried, and they're almost ready to give up. But then they heard something like Tesla. Oh, look, here it is. And it worked. So keep trying. You don't fail, you learn. Maybe you don't get the job done the first time, but you figure out how to do it. I've been a mechanic all my life. Did I know how to change a water pump when I got my first car? No. But my grandpa told me, if you want to drive that, you're going to fix it. And I was afraid of messing it up. So I got books. I went to the library and got a Chilton, and it told me how to change the water pump, and I changed the water pump. I studied. I got information. I hear you. Hear the information we're giving you, Keith. Quit ignoring it. I'm busy.
And that's the thing. Like, the illusions of your ego will stall you, per se. You know what I mean? Because you have to remember, fear and failure, as an ego view, is perceived as threats. I mean, your threat. It's a threat. Yeah. A failure of manifestation. It's a failure of embarrassment, of potential pain that you might cause on somebody else. And in that turn, what happens? The threat becomes a block, right? Which now becomes a block, which now blocks are mental blocks aren't good, because what does that do? That screws with your chakra system, right? And then the other thing also too is that they're both misinterpreted. Sometimes you have to, like Keith said, you have to fail to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And no offense, and good and fear is just a state of mind. So you just have to, and that's where metaphysically, this is where I'm turning with this. Metaphysically, you have to have that leap of faith or that trust in the divine, right? That shrinks your mental and your physical reality so that you can be and work on your gift and work on you. Because if you don't take that first step, you're going to sit there with whatever's and for the rest of your life.
I am a Reiki master. I have gained that title and my certificate and everything. I did the studying. I did the learning. I know I can help you because I've done it. But the almighty sound effects lady, she bought a Reiki table and never used it, and she didn't want it anymore, so she gave it to me. It's sitting over here in a black bag. It's pink. The cat loves it. Goes over there and just paws at it and looks at me. Dad, you need to get this out. Dad, get it out. But I am afraid at times of bringing an actual client into my home to perform that service. Renee, hey, can I get some help? Yeah, here you go. And it's helped. But as far as curing disease, cancer, what have you, there's a fear that I'm not going to be able to, but if I don't try, it's not going to happen. Just like if you want to win the Powerball, if you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win. You got to try. And if you try this and it doesn't work, okay, maybe incorporate crystals into the chakra crystals into what you're doing. See, I'm advising myself here is what I'm doing. I'm talking myself into this. is what I'm doing. This is why.
No, it's just well, yes, it's the catalyst of me going, hey, knock, 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 knock. Because it's somebody telling me to say, can you go knock on his door for him? Because he's not listening to me. Okay, I'll try.
Have I mentioned I'm stubborn?
Oh, I know you're stubborn.
It's just like at work. I was not happy in the position that I held, and I was looking for something else elsewhere. And I told Spirit, hey, I am open to something new, but I want to keep my job while I'm finding something. Well, it turns out I found something new in the same company. I kept my job and moved to a new department, and I really like it. But there's a little more danger because I'm working with hazardous stuff, lead. It affects this, and I got enough issues with this already. But I asked for help, and I got it. So if you want help in stepping out of your comfort zone because you're afraid to, ask Spirit. But if you don't take that step, you aren't going to learn. You're not going to get to where you want. You want a new job? You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to take that step. Go put that application. You want a different relationship? You're going to have to end that first one, and for the right reasons. Put that work in. Take time. Heal from it. And then ask Spirit for help. That's where I've been for the past 7 years, except for that 9 months staying in the middle with my lesson. I'll leave it there because otherwise I'm going to go off. I'm just in that kind of a mood. But I was afraid to be alone because I had never been alone in my life since I got left in my bed underneath my covers from my first paranormal experience that traumatized that out of me. And did anybody just hear a whistle? Okay. And I had to face that fear. I would always jump from relationship to relationship to relationship. I'm out of one, I'm right back in another one. Why? Because somebody paid me attention. Okay, cool. I don't have to be alone. Well, I stopped doing that. And I actually took time to look at myself and who I had been in the past. And I didn't like that person. So I'm not going to be that person anymore. But I had to take that step out of my comfort zone. I was scared. I was scared shitless.
I mean, there's that meme that goes around Facebook and I'm sure Instagram and whatever, TikTok. I mean, there's that whole thing of you're at the standing at the edge and there's God, and that meme. And now here it can be anything, Spirit. And it's like, and he's like, and he kicks you off that ledge.
But he's also
got that other hand to catch you when you drop.
I got you.
That fear is you've got to move.
What you doing?
Look at you. Hi. Hi. And that's the thing. I mean, and like I said, fear can be anything and everything.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
I was afraid to change molds in the press because I'd never done it before. Those are very expensive molds, $750,000 molds. And I'm handling it, putting it into this press. And I was a little nervous, just saying, but I did it. Now I don't have a problem doing it. I've learned how to do it. I know how to do it. I can do this. I'm going into the situation knowing I know I can do this. But I got to tell myself, take it step by step, think it through, process it. When you get halfway done, make sure you got everything done in the first half. Go back through it, double check it. Because I've got a TBI and sometimes I don't see things. I can be looking right at something and not see it. Case in point, me and my old boss were trying to separate two halves of mold, the same weight tons, and it's not wanting to go. It's not wanting to go. I'm sitting here jacking it. He's using the hoist and everything. We're trying to get it to go, and we got it to go up about that far, and all of a sudden Kyle comes in because Jason's on the other side of the mold that I'm on, and another coworker comes in. Don't you need to take that hook off? Because to flip it, you had to connect the two halves of the molds together so they didn't fall apart. I'm looking right at that thing. I didn't see it. I had to literally get up and move and look at it from an angle, and then there it was. So physical things and non-physical things.
Yeah.
I can be looking right at something and not see it until somebody plants a seed and I change my view. So thank you for the seeds you've planted, just saying.
Yeah. I try. Jan?
But I'm going to say it. Seeds grow better moist. Just saying.
Anyway.
And yes, I just said that with a straight face.
Anyway.
Jesse was waiting for it. He was like, God damn it. Like,
Hey,
he
yes,
missed an opportunity to say it to Renee live on camera. Moist.
Live from Nebraska. It's Monday night.
Yes, Renee.
I'm gonna have to put tools.
You said Jan. Yes.
Yes, I said now, okay, fear and failure with you.
I fear failing God.
Okay.
It's like a huge one. And I am devout in my belief. I am devout in my faith, but there are steps that I haven't taken. And I know that I need to take them. But for some reason, the fear of failing in that is stopping me. And it's because of judgment.
And judge, I think that's hilarious. Because go back to class, judgment and justice were my two tarot cards handed to me. You have to remember, judgment from him is not what is the fear of failing him. It's the fear of failing who judged you and said that you weren't good enough because they weren't good enough.
That.
And that's what I think it is. Whew, I'm getting teary-eyed here. I've had so much judgment and cast upon, and you're not worthiness thrown at me my whole entire life from a very abusive mother. And I hope someday she understands that I'm not mad at her anymore, and
You've forgiven her for your peace.
And hers. She torments herself enough that I don't need to do it for her.
There you go.
And I pray for her peace and everything else, but she wrecked me in a lot of ways that way. And I feel like and because to me, well, what do we say? God, our Father, He's a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I know He's not judgmental, and I know that He loves me, and I know that He'll forgive me. But oof.
Yeah. When I had my house fire, I was told by my 9-month lesson, as well as a lot of other people, you can't rebuild your house. You can't do that. You sure as hell can't rebuild your house and have a garden. And you can't get another chow chow. My chow chow is sitting outside of my house with my garden on the other side of the fence, and I am sitting in the house that I have at least mostly rebuilt. You want to piss off a Scorpio? Tell us we can't, because we will, and we will take pictures and video. Okay. But when I started, I didn't know. I had a little bit of woodworking skills, a little bit of electrical skills, a little bit of plumbing skills, from owning a house or living, getting by when you don't have a lot of money to pay a plumber. You learn. And then high school, I took shop class and stuff like that. So I had basics, and I come in here with implements of destruction, and I started tearing it down, but I took notes. I took pictures. I took video of how it was put together, essentially reverse blueprinting it. And so when I started to rebuild it, I knew how to make it stronger. So it's now safer and stronger. But that person told me can't. And they implanted that thought into my head. And for a little while, I let that get to me. I had fear that I can't, but I had to try because I couldn't afford to pay anybody else to do it. I didn't get enough from my insurance claim to pay somebody else to do it, let alone pay the house off in order to get the insurance check. That's another story. I won't even get into that. But I did it. I'm sitting here in my house. My AC's going. I have a ceiling fan right there blowing nice cool air down on me. I am grateful and thankful. I still have a long way to go. But I know now that I can. Once I get the funds to get all the supplies, I know I can do this. I can finish this home. But I had fear. But it was also put into my mind and my heart. And that's not the only one, when your ex tells you you'll never find anybody like me. Now I'm like, thank God. But back then I was afraid to be alone. At least that person would put up with me. But now I don't need somebody to put up with me because I know how to be a better person. I want to be a better person for somebody new that can be a better person for me. And I have had some lessons in that by helping some people. They needed a place to stay. I've given it to them. But there are certain habits that may not coincide with mine that I have had to learn to cope with. And I'm gaining. But when I get into a new relationship, there's going to be periods where I'm going to have to use my words. Hey, can you clean up the counter when you're done with your makeup? I cleaned it up after I shaved. Can you tip that? Conversation, communication. That's where it needs to be. And I'm going to stop because one of you has something to say. Jan.
It's Jan. It's not me.
I have failed a lot in my life, and I tell you what, failure's never truly stopped me, only in this one area. And it's mind over matter. I can take things from an ex. Oh, you can never do that. I could take that. That never bothered me. It was, I'll say it. I would say, you don't know how to drywall. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I can. And watch me. You tell me I can't rebuild a house. Watch me. What am I doing? So
you're rebuilding a house too.
Rebuilding a house, right? So I'm very much so like, watch me prove you wrong.
Yeah, tell me I can't become a better person. Watch me.
Right, watch me, and I will, and I will be successful at whatever I do, except for this one thing. It's just this one thing, and I know that I can't fail him, and it's stupid, and it's in my head, and that I just need to just buckle down, bear with it, and do it.
getting the energy and the confidence up within yourself in order to.
I'm embarrassed.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed. It's taken me this long, and then I've had to work back and tell myself, okay, Janice, you've been through so much, and you've had to repress so much, and now you don't have to do that. You had to relearn who you are. You had to find your footing again. Look at all you've accomplished. You did it, and you can do this too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stand there at the doors, and I'm like, I have no problem admitting I'm a sinner. I have no problem admitting my sins. Like I'm not even worried about confession. I worry about the Father. But
and I'm going to say this though, because I have somebody in my ear and she's very good about it. Are you sure that it's the Father you're afraid of, and it's not the fear and that you let the mother down?
Which mother?
Waiting for that.
Mother Mary. Mother Mary. Because I have
right behind you.
Exactly. And I've just learned, you know what? And I will, because I will hand it out to Brian from Spare Mechanic, because that was my biggest fear that I had to get over, was the fear of I'm not worthy. I'm worthy in the eyes of the Father, but I am not worthy in the eyes of the mother. And he said to me, why do you feel that? I said, because earthly plane, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. And he said, but you need to remember, just like, and this is when I get preachy, and what I tell everybody, but this isn't me. This is then you have to listen. You have to remember, leave everything at the foot of the cross, which is my son. But who was at the foot of that cross with my son? His mother will be there for you too, and his mother will never look down on you.
Yep.
Because you have to remember, a lot of people forget, and they've had adaptations of this of the Bible. They've written things out. You have to remember that they made her look better than what she was. You went through some shit too. A virgin birth? Yeah, right. Yeah, Joseph, you're a real schmuck for this one. Yeah, this isn't. Come on. So she's walked it. So she's the perfect representation of. She's never gonna. She wants the kids. She wants you to come in. You just have to say, I'm okay. These are my faults. And she's what she's going to say. They're the same ones as I have, and they're the same ones that Renee has.
They're not faults. They're not faults. They are learning opportunities.
And then it be right back to the foot of the cross.
Yeah.
Right
part of it is admitting to yourself and then forgiving yourself for your past sins, digressions, because you didn't know better at the time. Now you do, because you've gotten more information that you learned from. I actually deserve someone that treats me better than I used to be treated, and I deserve to treat someone else better than I've ever treated anybody else in my past. But it took a lot of learning for me to get to this point. So it's not just a fear of trying something new, of change. It's a fear of becoming someone new that you don't know yet.
I have a fear of a mother's love.
And that's all she wants to give you. Trust me, I learned, like when Brian said that, and he goes, And your faith in her, that's where she's hurt, because it's your faith in her that you don't believe it. I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I said, no. And he goes, no, you don't. Because if it was, it would be that simple as you walking over, simple as easy as breathing. We all know this from them, the mechanics, right? But he broke it down even further. He goes, you have a light switch. You have to have faith of a mustard seed that when you hit that light switch, what happens?
Light comes on.
The light comes on, and in order for you to go from the switch to the light, you have to have a circuit.
Yep.
And what happens is you have to have that faith that circuit is going to turn that light bulb on.
Yep. Unless you're like me and you throw a 4-foot lightning bolt from your finger and blow the light switch out.
But that's what I say to everybody. If you have the fear of the mother, just go to the cross. She's waiting there on purpose.
It's that energy, like you're right, that energy has to cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Here we're on top, here we're not on the top. But we're going to go back up to the top, recycle.
Mm-hmm.
When I became a mom.
Oh, that's a fear.
When I became a mom, I remember a certain amount of anger rolling through me. Looking at my child. How could a mother do that to her child? Then it amplified with each pregnancy until I had Avelina. And then that anger really took over, right? And the anger is what? Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt. Mm-hmm. And then becoming grandma, I had to go through that again. Because how could she do this to my kids? I look at that little boy right there, and I'd give him the world if I could, And that goes with all of my grandkids. If I could, I wouldn't make life easy for them. I don't make it easy for him. He's 2. He has to use manners. We have to behave. I expect certain things because I'm not going to, let you just be a hooligan. We're not going to be a derelict to society. We're going to be a contributing source, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I had this certain anger, and I felt that abandonment even harder.
Mm-hmm.
And the fear of being loved is terrifying.
Yeah, it's still a thing. It's still gonna be a thing.
Just all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
But I roll with it, right? So that's something I'm actually been thinking and trying to work on for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of distant and off. That's
okay.
I've been struggling with it because it's something I need to do, not something I want to do.
Yeah.
It is a must. It is a need.
Sometimes
I'm afraid of that change.
What's that?
I'm afraid of the change.
Scorpio, yes.
I am afraid of that
change.
failure.
We do not like it. This is me. This is where I'm at. I'm safe. This is it. Spirit. Hey, but here's a shiny. Here's a shiny. Look at that shiny.
And notice how now it's over. Everything's gonna be all right. It was below it. Now it's shining on it.
Yeah, and I've had some shinies come into my life, but I stepped back because I knew that I had an issue with just jumping into a new relationship. So I stepped back and I actually looked and I listened and I felt. I used my gifts. I used advice from others. Oh yeah, there you are. Yeah, there you are. And I stepped back and said, no. that person cannot give me the treatment that I deserve. And in return, I would not be able to give them the treatment that they deserve, but are not ready for yet because they have not healed, because they haven't had enough time yet. So I stepped back and I didn't feel guilty about it. And that's something right there. But I'm proud of myself because I didn't just jump because somebody was paying attention. Proud of myself for that. There's been a few, and they weren't right. And so I had to use my words, say, hey, I'm sorry, but this isn't right. I can't. Okay, can we still be friends? Sure. Ain't heard from him since. That's okay. Spirit hears conversations that we don't have, and especially during retrogrades, Mercury and Pluto, he will pick that person up, remove them from your life, and you will never hear from them again.
Yep.
Because he's heard conversations that you didn't.
And he didn't want you to hear them.
Right.
Well, frankly, it's none of my business what other people say about me.
Say that again.
It's none of my business what other people say about me.
One more time.
It's none of my business what other people say about me.
So did the person in the back of the room hear that? I hope they did.
You didn't. It's none of my business. Say it a little loud.
None of my business. None.
None
of your business.
None my.
That's a lesson. That's a lesson my great grandparents taught me. That's their business. That's what they think, and you can let them think it. You know who you are, and you be concerned with you and being the best person that you can be.
Yeah, because they're talking shit about you based on their opinion of you.
That's right.
Because they are jealous of where you are in your life because you have something they don't.
Say that again.
Everybody has assholes and opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care about either.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it, and I don't want to hear it.
That. Sorry, Nat.
Well, unless it's Jesse's. I mean, I love Jesse's viewpoint and opinions on things. So, I mean, and his asshole's pretty smart. It releases the shit, so it keeps him alive.
I was waiting for it.
So I have an asshole with opinions that I will.
But he's a nice asshole.
Oh, sure. He's a peach.
See, I used to be an asshole. I was the king of the assholes. But now I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet.
Oh, so you're a peach too? You're kind of fuzzy?
No comment.
Kind of not right?
No comment.
Yep. I knew it. Hi. Opinionated asshole that I love. Okay, I take it back. I'll also take the grandson's opinions. That's about it. And I'll wipe their tushies. Poor Keith. I'll take the opinion of an old person, and I used to wipe their butts. So, certified.
It's me. I'm the old person.
Yep. Front to back, Keith. Front to back. Fold. Repeat. Fold. Repeat until clean.
An episode of South Park just popped in my head, and I'm not going to go there.
Avelina has a fear of wiping her own butt because she's afraid of leaving skid marks in her underwear. So, I mean, she doesn't like itchy butt.
We have a ticker.
We do.
We have a ticker.
It's down yonder.
But that's a legit fear.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. No, it definitely is.
I mean, she fears failing wiping her booty. I mean, it's just a thing.
Okay, I wear colored underwear instead of white, just for that.
Again, the fire truck is now blowing its whistle. Again.
Yeah, I mean, there's reasonable fears.
God, I said that out loud, didn't I?
But fear of failing is it's a showstopper.
Well, that's like the most common is fear of failure anyway.
Yeah.
And 95% of that time it's put in there from eye programming. I mean, think about it. Children don't have fears of things until it's introduced, until something's introduced. You know what I mean? Like, they just get up, they walk. Like, prime example, Jacoby took his first steps. It was July 4th weekend, at his aunt's house, and he just stood up and walked right by the fire pit, and he could have just went in, but he just walked like a boss straight on to her. And I'm like, that's some shit.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, you know what? I was like, I was afraid for him, but I said, you know what? He did it. And then it's, later on, whatever, like my kid is fearless with a lot that he does. I'm like, yeah, you didn't get it from your mother. So I don't, and then like your father, I'm like, you didn't get it from your dad. So there's divine intervention there with something,
That's
but
life.
But a lot of, you have to remember too, a lot of our shit is trauma based or implanted.
Yeah. And we have to remember, we might be afraid of what we have to face tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we have faced everything we have ever been through in our lives. And we survived and we learned, and we will get through whatever tomorrow is going to bring to us. As long as you never do.
It's why you got to do, you got to do one day at a time. I know that's like a real old adage, like, oh, you got to do one day at a time. Because it's that.
That's a good show.
No, it's it. Like, you can only do one day at a time.
Only do one thing. Like, and the people that say, oh, no, I can do this, 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 and this, 3 things in the day, no, there's.
Sometimes I have to take it 1 minute at a time.
Exactly. I mean,
it
doesn't happen that way. We're like, oh yeah, well I can take care of, like, oh, like things in my life, things happen in 3s. So let's say I can go back to a time where I can remember. At one point I had Kelly in the hospital, my mother in the hospital, and my mother-in-law in the hospital. 3 different things, same hospital, 3 different things at 3 different time periods.
Yep.
Okay? There's no fucking way, I don't care what anybody says and how good you are, that you can deal and dealt with it. There's no way. It doesn't happen that way. Look, as the fire truck again is going off, another one, right? There's no way. It's one thing at a time. It's only one bridge that you can cross. I don't know anybody that can cross 2 or 3 bridges at the same time. Unless you're cloned.
Come here.
Or unless you're like in 3 separate universes at the same time, and it's like, hey, I need you to come on over, and then like they cross over, like when they cross the streams, because you remember all across the streams. You know what I mean? And then they come over, and it's like, oh, hey, hey, I'll take care of A, you take care of B, and we'll figure out C together. Like, it doesn't happen that way. And anybody that says that they have their shit together, I'm sorry, you're fucking lying. You're lying.
In a weird metaphysical kind of way, it kind of does. Or can. I'll say can. Because we've had issues and we've gone out in the truck. Who drives the truck? Who shoots the machine gun out of the bed of the pickup? Each one of us takes a different thing, and we get multiple things taken care of at the same time. But because people are plotting against us, I don't fear that anymore. I used to fear all the shade people threw at me because I didn't give up. Now it's like, no. I have friends. I have support. I have help if I need it. A lot of times I don't. Sometimes I do. I just said that. Mark it on your calendar. I just said that. Write it down. Sometimes I need help. But we might go to sleep and dream, and our counterpart from another dimension might go to sleep and dream, and those dreams might interloop, and we might learn something from them. They might learn something from us. Or maybe something needs two of us to defeat it. My mind's rolling. Sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine.
I'm sorry. I have a baby that's angry, screaming.
Well, it is.
I'm gonna have to let you go.
Yeah, it's after time, and Cindy's got her show going over on the RIP Network Nation. So I'm probably gonna hop over there, and she's got a meditation going on, I think. And the way I'm feeling right now, I think I probably kind of need it.
Yes.
I started a parasite cleanse and heavy metal cleanse, and you're supposed to do them this one, and then this one, and then this one, taking 3 months. I'm stubborn. Nah, I can do this. Yeah. I'm doing it, but yeah.
Yeah. It's go over, watch Cindy, because it is the 7/7 portal that's coming up
tomorrow. Yes.
So
ask your divine counterparts, your higher self, your angels, your protectors. Hey, can I get some help? Can I get some guidance?
Yep.
I give you permission to help and guide me. Because your guides, they can guide you. They can slap you on the back of the head. But your angels, they need permission because we have free will. So you need to give them permission in order to help and guide you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I need to listen better. I'm trying. But most of mine are probably in the corner with a cigarette and a bottle of tequila, just saying.
So I mean, it just, remember, fear and failure, are they the same? Yes, in some aspects, but they're way different.
Yep. And something, before I end the show, I'm just going to say something. When you came up with the subject for tonight, and then later on I messaged, I think I really need this.
Mm-hmm.
I go into work today, and there are Beatles everywhere in the locker room. Everywhere. In the shower. And who works with Beatles? Anubis. Mm-hmm. Who sends Beatles to people that I need to help? Anubis. So he's telling me, dude, you need to listen tonight. I gotta go in tomorrow and there are no Beatles.
So, I mean, it just, like I say, sometimes things come to me and it's somebody else for something else. And it may have helped others too, future, present, past, whatever, whoever sees this. Yep. Not only that, you're not alone in this either.
Nope.
Just remember that.
You got us. We're here every Monday night, every other Monday night. We do the show to help people. Me and Joni do the show to help people. Mm-hmm. We use our own life experiences on this show in order to help teach and heal other people, and also to help us realize that maybe we needed that same teaching and healing. Goes both ways. And then, me and Joni, we put out the astrology that's happening. It's happening up there right now. And how is it going to affect me? And I try to do a spiritual, this is how you get through it thing to help people. I just need to take more stock in my abilities and be more confident of my abilities.
Yep.
Are you listening, Keith?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to try to do that. So I might need a kick in the ass here and there. Just saying.
I can do that. As Sagittarius, it's no problem. We tell you like it is. If you don't, that's the reason why I say a lot of Sagittarius don't have a lot of friends, because I don't sugarcoat nothing. Like, and sometimes I try to, and it ends up being a muddled fucking mess when I say it.
And I'm Scorpio, Aries, and Sag. So if I just come out and say it, it is very blunt, and people think I'm angry, even though I'm just talking like this, and I'm not.
Same.
I'm just this. This is what you asked me. This is what I see. This is what I feel. This is what you need to do.
Yep.
And they get scared because, oh my God, did you really just say that? Yeah.
Yeah. Why? And I honestly, if I hurt your feelings, or if you think this a certain way about me, or you assume that I'm talking shit about you, trust me, no.
If we trigger you, that's your trigger. Now let's get into it and figure out why that triggered you. Because once we do, we can heal you enough to where that does not trigger you anymore.
Yep.
I had to figure my own triggers out. And I do still get triggered sometimes. And I got to take a step back and say, okay, back up, take a breath, breathe, figure this out, because something happened you have not worked through yet.
Yep.
And that's why you got triggered. So work through it. But on that note, thank you, everybody, for joining us and letting us ramble, tell our stories. And me and Joni will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Central. And on that note, adios. See you later. Sayonara.
Be good to yourself.
And others.
And others.